Hey everybody, this is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade out in Brookfield, Illinois. Today is Monday, October 7th, 2019, and we are here for yet another Monday mystery game, this time number 735. If you can imagine that, 735 games, all about this giant, massive complex, the labyrinth of games that it is. It's quite a few games. Adding number 735 today. Last week, we put up number 734, Aliens Armageddon. That cabinet was huge. It was all weekend. We were seeing people play it. Friday night, people couldn't get enough. So thank you all so much for enjoying that one. That came out from Play Mechanics and Raw Thrills back in 2014. The 10X Championship, they were going pretty crazy on it for high scores. Chris Plackey came in first, getting 3 points. Followed by our own Maurice Smith, who gets 2 points. And former Game of the Year, Jamie Tibbetts, coming in third place, getting 1 point towards the 10X Championship. So the current 10X Championship standings, Larry Brocky in first place with 22 big points, followed by Jamie Tibbetts, who moved up a little bit. He's at 18 points, followed by Pete Gores with 14 points. So we will continue. It's the race to 30 points to see who will get that 10X Championship belt that is currently held by none other than Jimbo Slice. James already saying that he's given up. You never know, James. It could be this giant streak of Jimbo Slice games or not. We will see. We will see. We have... Can we pull up I know we had our Final Fight standings. Get to show the art card for that. Still so happy that we took 2 in a row, winning the Final Fight tournament against the One Up Arcade out in Brisbane, Australia. Those guys have some just complete maniac players, and it is so great to compete against them. They're unbelievably good, and very happy that we won 2 in a row. And thanks to James White and DJ Tatsunjin and Brian Shillo for putting up crazy scores and helping us take that win. The new game, we didn't announce it last week. We weren't officially sure, but it is Blazing Star on the Neo Geo MVS system. I know we have some amazing shmups players, so let's see if we can't continue and get 3 in a row, because that would be awesome. And those guys are also very, very good at shmups. So we will see if we can take 3 in a row. That would be excellent. We've got, a lot of places talking about Spectre Files, the Death Stalkers, which is a great game that we put out through Galloping Ghost Productions. We teamed up with Brian Colin, who's made just so many amazing games like Rampage World Tour, Arch Rivals, Pigskin 621, Zawackery. You guys made so many games, and this was one of those. It's a great Halloween game. Halloween is almost upon us, and what a cool canceled Laserdisc game that we managed to team up with Brian and finish with his Game Refuge company, Galloping Ghost Productions and Game Refuge, teaming up to bring back the 1984 almost lost classic Death Stalkers. So awesome to see everybody here enjoying it and playing it nonstop. There's a tournament going on at the Game Grid Arcade out in Utah where they're all competing for high scores on that, which is just so awesome. It's so cool to have a game that we worked on and have other arcades competing in it. And again, a great thing for Halloween. So some of the other arcades that have it, I know Game Galaxy has one out in Tennessee, and Level 419 has it. So make sure you check out those other places that have it. They're out in Ohio. So if you can find a Spectre Files Death Stalker cabinet, whoever that arcade, they've got it going on, and awesome. Hopefully they'll run tournaments wherever they have it as well. So aside from that, this weekend, I had such a crazy weekend. Myself, James White was there. Brian Colin was there. Out in Iowa, in Ottumwa, for the International Video Game Hall of Fame. It was an absolutely amazing show. We had Walter Day was there, Billy Mitchell was there, Donald Hayes was there, Lonnie McDonald was there. So many just amazing players. And the International Video Game Committee inducted their 2019 class. And one person that was inducted, Brian Colin, who, again, he's made so many legendary games that everybody has enjoyed for 30-plus years. He's been in the industry for 37 years. So it was amazing to see Brian Colin inducted. Previous years, we've seen guys like Chris Tang and Warren Davis and people of that caliber get inducted as far as developers. We've seen some incredible players get inducted as well. I was there that time that Lonnie McDonald got inducted, the master of Joust. And this year we saw Donald Hayes, who made a stop here at the Galloping Ghost Arcade beforehand. He was so good at so many classic games. I got to watch him play some Millipede, and that guy is unbelievable at so many classic games, and it is an absolute honor to get to watch him play and watch him get inducted. It was really cool. One person that was also inducted that didn't get to make it out was our former Gamer of the Year, Pete Hahn. So let's have him come up. Pete, you have, congratulations first off. Thank you, man. You weren't able to make it. You had a prior family engagement, but everyone was at the ceremony, and it was a great time. You missed a great time going out there. They have a great arcade out there, and a lot of fun, and always so great. You're so amazing with this community that I know you really wanted to be there, but I wanted to personally present you with your award to the International Video Game Hall of Fame Class of 2019. You have put up, over the last several years, you've been coming here for years and years and years, and I was one that I know I put a nomination in for you, and it was didn't even think twice about it. It was like, of everybody that I know, you are such an excellent representative. You work so hard on doing these accomplishments of setting these scores. And you don't even just set the scores. You're after 1CCs, and the scores that you set in doing that are just so amazing. And you've had so many incredible accomplishments. This is something that you most definitely deserve to be inducted into the International Video Game Hall of Fame. So congratulations, Pete Hahn.
I'm really sorry I wasn't able to make it in person. For those that were there, I really appreciate it. Thank you for going out and supporting. I made it 1 or 2 years ago when Chris Tang was inducted. It's a great time. I'm hopefully going to make it next year. I was at my brother's wedding. I was a groomsman at his wedding, so I have an excuse. I don't know how else to say this, but I guess I'm just I'm blown away that I've been selected. Inducted with Don Hayes. I mean, that's pretty nuts. The guy's basically a living legend among classic gamers. So I don't know what to say. I'm happy I'm inducted, and I thank you very much, Doc, for nominating me, for advocating for me, for the players. For giving us all a home to play these games and to showcase our talents, and it's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Pete Hahn, here's your pin that says you are an inductee. It was really awesome getting to hang out with Billy Mitchell and Walter Day and everybody, and again, it is such an honor to see the people that come here and play and travel and are a part of this community, and thank you all for doing that. And again, such a high honor for Pete, and it is so incredibly well deserved. Just very impressive. I can't wait to continue to watch Pete and see the next high score and world record that he attempts and inevitably will set. So we have, aside from the Video Game Hall of Fame, I do have to give a huge shout-outs to Lumbo. Thank you for driving me up as well. Lumbo took a lot of pictures. Lumbo was the first member of the Galloping Ghost group, so Lumbo's always been around. So thank you, Lumbo, for getting me out there to Iowa because it was a great time. So we also have to talk about the upcoming Pinball Expo. It is going to be awesome. We're bringing a bunch of games. Don't miss that. We've got our Pinball Expo championship belt. Current champion is Blonde Bunny. He's got a belt from last year, but we have a new belt. And we are very anxious to see who will be walking away with that. I think James White might be interested in it.
I need a ride.
Maybe. See James White interested in going. We'll see if he makes it out there. Stephen Lucas, I know, was a contender last year, so we will see who walks away with the Pinball Expo championship belt. We're going to be doing something cool out there on that Saturday. We're going to be hosting a tournament, of course. But we're going to be unveiling a game similar to the Monday Mystery game, but exclusive to Pinball Expo. So you'll get to play it only there. It'll disappear back into the vaults for a little bit. It'll eventually make the arcade floor, but not for a month or so, at least. So join us at Pinball Expo. You're going to get a special treat. I don't even know what we're going to put out there yet, but chances are it's going to be something pretty awesome that you're going to regret. If you don't make it out there, you're going to regret it because you're going to want to be playing this game. I'll make sure it's something really good. Another thing we have to cover is the expansion. We've got the keys to the Canton building, so that is moving forward. Unfortunately, going in there, that place is going to need a lot of work to get it to what we need it to do. So stay tuned. Things are progressing, but that will be a lot of work. I was hoping that we were going to get it in there quick, but like many of the things with Galloping Ghost, we go at our own pace, and it will be happening, but we'll see. It'll be a little bit longer, hopefully before the end of the year, though. So stay tuned on that. We'll have more games coming. Like we said, we've got over 200, and I think there's 211 back there right now. So get ready. Lots more coming for that. Last week we did our what was it, our fourth podcast in a row with Doug Fox. So very awesome. So happy to have that streak still going. Fat Chris joined us in the stream chat. Thank you for being here, Fat Chris. Such an awesome member of the community. We will be continuing our streak with the podcast. Well, let's have Pete put up the link to Doug Fox. An unbelievable tech, been doing it. A master tech, been doing it for over 50 years. Always helps us fix our video side and pinball side, and has been working with us for years, and always an honor to have Doug Fox out here working with us on projects. Great talk with him. Great unique angle of the tech side of working in arcades, and again, he works all over the place. So very cool to get to chat with him. And this next upcoming Wednesday, I'm not sure how we're doing it the following Wednesday, but this Wednesday, we're going to have Paul Niemeyer out, who has worked on so much of the artwork from the 80s and 90s arcade cabinets. He's the guy that made the artwork for Mortal Kombat. He had done a prototype artwork for Tapper and Satan's Hollow, and he'd worked on so many awesome games, so many iconic games. And he's got so much information from working as an artist for Bally Midway, and it is going to be a very interesting interview. I've got to chat with him for several hours, and so many fascinating stories. Do not miss this podcast. Wednesday, 3 p.m. is the shoot time, so we'll make an official post. It's going to be live, so you can ask all questions you want, get your answers direct as it happens. So join us Wednesday for that. This, it's been a little bit since we put out anything on the pinball floor. So I'm not saying it's definite, but maybe this Friday we'll have a Friday mystery game. Maybe that'll be fun. So I'm not saying for sure, but tune in on Wednesday. By Wednesday, we should know if we're going to be doing a Friday mystery game down at Galloping Ghost Pinball. On Sunday, we have a Mortal Kombat 11 tournament coming out. Tom, you want to talk about the MK11 tournament? Over at the Horror House on Sunday, October 13th. Here is Tommy Waffles, GGA Tommy Waffles, one of the best smoke player in the world from MK9, without any question. Tell us about this tournament you got coming up.
Sure. So what's up, everybody? So we're going to be at the Roosevelt Collective, I believe it's called, in Chicago. It's going to be at noon. The tournament itself is free to enter, but there is an admission fee to get into the pop-up. I believe it is $8 or $10, depending on when you get it at the door or online. It's going to be ran on PS4. It's a bring-your-own-controller event. We're going to try to stream it, depending on the internet capabilities. It's going to be your standard tournament, double elimination. First and second place, I believe, get a prize. If you guys, there's a flyer on stream. I'm sure you can see. It's MK11. Yeah, it kind of looks like MK2. The actors will be there, though, I believe. John Parrish, who played Jax in Mortal Kombat 2 and 3, and then Phil Bond, who plays Shang Tsung. 12 o'clock is the tournament start. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Do not miss that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And you get to meet two legends of Mortal Kombat. You get to meet Dr. Philip Ahn, who actually has a new book here. You can buy it up at the front counter. You can also get it online. You can get it on Amazon. And John Parrish, who played Jax. So cool. Those guys are always so much fun to hang out with. All the MK guys, Rich DeVizio. Daniel Pacino was just here earlier today picking up some new artwork. So always a good time with all the MK people. But, without any further ado, I think it is time to unveil the Monday Mystery Game. So let's summon forth former Gamer of the Year to help with today's unveiling. I don't know. Do I just call you former Game of the Year? Do I call you International Video Game Hall of Famer Class of 2019 inductee? We'll stick with Gamer of the Year. Well, everybody knows the shout-out is on Pete Hahn. So, Pete, how was the weekend?
Well, my weekend was great. I was hanging out with my family and celebrating my brother getting married, as I said. But, once again, thank you, everyone, especially everyone who covered at the arcade so I could be there with my family. I do appreciate that very much. Definitely had a great time. And, and I also thank you to everyone that showed up at the induction. Thank you, everyone that went to support. I know James was out there. Thank you for making the trip. That's basically all I have. I don't have anything from here because I wasn't here, so I'm sure you understand.
Yes. I heard it was a good weekend. So without further ado, your Monday Mystery Game number 735. What is it? Am I going to pull this cord out? No, I'm not. It's Desert Breaker. Released from Sega back in 1992. I'm not even 100% sure this game was officially released. James White has lost his mind over this game. He loves it. The joy. I have not seen that much joy from somebody in so long. 3-player Desert Breaker. James, the happiest man on earth. There he is. This made its debut at T20. James White wanted it, and he got it. Desert Breaker. Is he tears? I think I see tears. Tears of joy. Who would have thought? So there was a time when Sega was going after games that were doing well in the arcade. And they saw Mercs. And they were like, I bet we can do Mercs. Let's make a 3-player vertical run and gun game. And they called it Desert Breaker. Let's bring up Bulldog. You want Bulldog's having first shot? Bulldog, have you played Desert Breaker?
Never even heard of it.
This game, outrageously rare. Came out on the Sega System 18 hardware. Super rare. I don't know if this was actually released. This came out right around the time when Hammer Away came out. They were doing some concept games. And I want to say there's no flyer for it. There's no information on it. And this very well could be a prototype. It is in MAME. It is backed up in MAME. Very, very similar to Mercs in almost every way. One of the cool things, there's a homage to one of the walkers in Moonwalker. One of the vehicles is in Desert Breaker. It's like a piston smashing robot that you get to ride around on. Ed Horse, thank you for joining us. Manacor, Twitch 6000. Everybody on Facebook, Greg, Jeremy Fox, Adam, Carlos, thank you all for being here. Scene Cat, you are watching Desert Breaker, released from Sega back in 1992 on the Sega System 18 hardware. Alien Storm was on it. I want to say Shadow Dancer was on it, I believe. It is 3-player. Fear Dreadster. This is a 3-player game. It is tough. You want to go? It's TJ? TJ. Stepping up, in from out of town. MTZ, thank you for being here. So this game, it's tough. It is a tough game. So you have an invincibility run on there that it's a mechanic that wasn't in Mercs. And you can use it to kind of dash past enemies and stuff. Definitely a very, very cool game. Yeah, when you're doing your dash, you are invincible. So it's the balance of using that at just the right time, because sometimes it'll let off and you'll be right at the enemies. I have one more adjustment to make on this monitor. I think the red and the blue are too high on it, and I want to turn those down, but I'll wait till after. It looks fine on the stream. Chris Davis, thanks for being here. Adam, thank you for being here.
The direct feed might be also messing with the colors too.
No, it's something that I had wanted to fix before we went live, and I just didn't get to it. Big 8, Radio Matt, thank you for being here. Yeah, this was right around the Gulf War time. So you'll see some Saddam Hussein pictures, and you're going to war. Now this boss, similar to the first boss in Mercs, this game is super short though. I believe it's only, I want to say it's 3 levels. It played all the way through it. What'd you think?
It was good. I loved it. It was very, yeah, you gotta be quick. It's very Mercs-like, yeah. And the fact that you have to constantly be on your feet, moving around. I like the dash. The dash actually saves you, and it's a new dynamic, so a new dynamic.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. TJ in from out of town, playing from West Virginia. James, you can pick player 1, player 2, player 3. The red button is shoot. I believe the green button is dash, and I want to say the blue button is bomb. 3 buttons, 3-player. You can be Franz, or I didn't read the other 2 names, and I didn't memorize them. So, shout out to Al Anonymous. Thank you for being here. The master of streaming. You know, why does our stream look so good? We have Al Anonymous to thank for pushing us in the direction of going with all this hardware and having such a phenomenal stream. It inspired us, and he helped us out. So huge thanks to Al Anonymous for everything that he has done and helped us make a solid stream for everybody. Joined now by John Ocampo. Thank you for being here, man. What's up? Coolin 98 definitely looks like Mercs. There's so many games that Sega's working on that they put out, and they wanted to kind of get the same vibe as other games that were out there. They did it with Beirut. Beirut came out, which was a direct Contra clone. And Desert Breaker came out, which was a Mercs clone. They did a few others out there. They had some cool stuff going on. Bullet. And there was... Sega had such an amazing arcade presence. Late 80s and 90s. Early 80s, too. They've always put out some crazy games. Shout-outs to Squared Circle Squares, Bill Newland, Steven. Thank you for being here. James going for that. So that's the piston rammer from Moonwalker, the Michael Jackson game. You can just run enemies over. Not good to get shot by them. They're putting down landmines. James! Doing good. Explosives. Got to be careful of the explosives. Some of those guys, they explode. That robot running up on James. Might swing by there December 6th. I will be here. I will be here. James going back to the spread shot. Throws out. That doesn't detonate. James running past the mines and attacking. Uh-oh. Oh, big damn. Oh. That's it. But an excellent run by James White. His first time playing it. Ed Horst saying, rumor has it I sleep in an arcade cabinet. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who says I sleep? Thunderfist. It is definitely very reminiscent of Mercs. James, what did you think, Desert Breaker? I saw that reaction. James, what did you think?
No class.
James. Wow. John stepping up.
James. James. Slice that's going. James.
What, James? I think he wants to go two-player with you. No. James refusing. Oh, James being booed by the crowd. John's going to show how it's done. James tearing up. So happy that Desert Breaker on the floor now. He can play it anytime he wants. I'm sure he'll be back later tonight to get some more play on Desert Breaker. Three-player. It's a little tight for three-player, but it's the same setup as the Mercs cabinet. So this is actually a Mercs cabinet. As there was no dedicated cabinet for it that I've ever seen, there's no flyer for this. There's no nothing. So this is the cabinet that I thought Sega would have wanted. Just rip off a cabinet, too. That will wrap it up for our Facebook stream. We're going to keep watching John play, so jump over to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Galloping Ghost Arcade. We're going to be streaming for quite a while. Join us next week as number 736 will be going on the arcade floor. Don't miss us on Wednesday with a podcast. Don't miss on Friday with the Friday mystery game if that happens. We'll let you know later in the week. So don't miss that. But definitely we will be back next Monday. Thank you all for joining us. A lot of fun. Again, one last time, congratulations to Pete Hahn for his induction into the International Video Game Hall of Fame. I also had an amazing weekend. I was inducted as well, and thank you everybody who had nominated me for that honor. That was truly amazing. Thank you all for that. Jump over again to Twitch. Oh, one last time. Desert Breaker, released from Sega in 1992, your 735th game here at the Galloping Ghost Arcade. We will see you next week. Again, jump over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Galloping Ghost Arcade. We're going to continue to stream there. Thanks, everybody. This is Doc Mac from the Galloping Ghost Arcade, and we hope to see you around the arcade soon. Thanks a lot, everybody.